the helm for the Terrapins. Corey Close, year 15, took this program to its first NCAA Final Four last year. High expectations this year, looking for ranked win number 7 already on the season against the Terrapins. It is UCLA basketball to begin this contest here in Westwood. Immediately backdoor cut. A lot of different weapons that Maryland is going to have to contend with defensively. They've got under 10 to shoot in the passing lane is Charlisse Leger-Walker.
Yeah, these are two of the best defensive and rebounding teams, not only in the Big Ten, but nationwide. Very similar as you look at those opponent points per game, the rebounding margin, both top 5 in the country. So it's going to be a big day for the battle on the glass.
Sailor Poffenbarger. Charlisse Leger-Walker orchestrating this offense, but it all revolves around 6'7" Lauren Betts, who kicks it out on her first touch. Deja vu on that play to finish, not there though for Gabriela Jaquez.
Didn't get that one to go, but she's been really active off the ball.
There's Lauren Betts, can't get easier than that.
Lauren Betts, talk about moving without the ball. She is as mobile as you could be at 6'7", and she finds an opening on that one.
It wasn't just 33 points against this team last year. It was 14 of 15 shooting, 7 rebounds, 4 assists, 4 blocks. Here's UCLA off to the races, and Jaquez will lay it in transition.
Both of these teams, Sloan, will like to get up and push it. Kiki Rice, such a good orchestrator when she gets that ball to the middle of the floor in transition.
Senior May, Ozzy Mamadou looking for the backdoor cut on this side. It's Addie Mack taking care of it.
Yeah, really nice two-woman action. The freshman Addie Mack on that weak side.
The trailer, Jaquez, no good that time from distance. The offensive rebound keeping it here. Leger-Walker lets it fly and drains the triple.
Boxing out, trying to end a possession with a rebound. Really important for both teams in this game.
Leger-Walker 34% from distance this season. Here is Mack trying to make something happen for this offense, setting up Garzone with the great look. Long rebound, and UCLA sprinting down the floor again. Gianna Kneepens with the tough finish.
There's not much resistance at all. Kneepkens just drove right up the middle of the lane.
What a denial. Lauren Betts with a punishing denial. Dugalic, tremendous around the perimeter. The lob inside to Betts, an easy lay.
Lauren Betts dictated that entire sequence by how hard she sprinted the floor, how much effort she put in to getting her position.
A response there by the Maryland Terrapin. Again, slipping the screen. Dugalic wide open. Leger-Walker off targets. Poffenbarger, the head fake. And she will get to the cup on a strong maneuver.
Get out and push pace against this UCLA defense that could be really strong in the half court.
Look at Mack trying to break things up at midcourt. It's a jump ball. Possession arrow going the other way.
I asked Coach Freeze how beneficial this trip can be in terms of bonding, especially during the dog days of January. And she said, anytime you're in the grind from a basketball end, it's important to do those fun activities and take away from the stress of how intense the season is. And remember the friendship and sisterhood they already have. Sloan.
Thanks, Kaylee. Of course, all of us living vicariously through those social media posts, but a great example of the perspective of Coach Freeze for a long season. Here's Garzone.
Brenda Freeze has to love that attempt from Garzone because she only took 6 shots in their win against USC. She had to sit her down a little bit and say, I know you like to make the read and make the play, but we need you to score.
7-0 Maryland run. The reverse just trickles through for Hawkins.
Jaquez, such a versatile scorer. Her 3-ball hasn't been falling quite as well.
Deep 3 for Poffenbarger, just grazes rim. Offensive rebound. Walker finds a slicing Poffenbarger for 2.
Defensive weapons as well. Poffenbarger, really the solid rock of this team.
Gianna Kneepens drains it from long range. One of the best shooters in the country. 46% on nearly 100 is the Terrapins against the number 3 ranked team in the country. As Kneepkens in the passing lane, tying it up.
Aspirations of playing at the WNBA, as pretty much every UCLA player on the floor does. But you see that effort right there, getting in that passing lane.
Sienna Betts, the highly touted freshman, into the game for the first time. Dugalic lofts the shot, and she cans it.
Corey Close is just raving about the impact of 6'4" Dugalic, who is in the running for Big Ten 6th Player of the Year, 6'4", to come in off the bench and stretch the floor like that.
They switch 1 through 4 because of her kind of versatility. The rebuttal, though, on the others for Lucia Kanowa. She's a 29% shooter from 3 this year. Here is Kneepkens. Too much time, halfway down and out. And again, UCLA will switch. Kanowa facing stout defense here against the UCLA Bruins. Finds no breathing room, under 5 to shoot. Garzone also bottled up, gets the shot off though. Offensive rebound, Kanowa, whose motor doesn't stop. She'll be shooting 2. Maryland wanting to unlock her offensive potential. Had a 7-point game most recently against USC, but you mentioned the rebounding, 6 rebounds per game in that stretch as well.
Yeah, Brenda Freeze's system is just such a perfect fit for Alucci. To us about a lot of it coming from the guards on the perimeter, taking away the vision of the passes coming into her.
And we'll see different kind of looks. Player-to-player, zone, full-court press, and knots. They want to throw everything at this UCLA team, number 1 in the nation in offensive rating. Leger-Walker lets it fly. Whistle. You see the numbers there for UCLA. Those are national ranks about how efficient they are.
And that just shows how unselfish this group is, because this is a UCLA team that is likely going to have 6 on a given night. All 6 of those top scorers have had a 20-plus point game this season.
Ripping it away, Kiki Rice threads it inside, leaves it for Leger-Walker, and they get another triple. Clock is off for the Terrapins, trying to eat into this deficit with the final shot. Mack tries to go one-on-one. Brianna Williams strokes a 3. The rebound taken down by Leger-Walker. She glances up. She'll heave it beyond half court. Once and attempt that one. Incredible. Even though it missed, the Bruins leading 25-17. We know they're one of the best shooting teams in the country.
National champion for UCLA in 1978, the AIAW. Guess who they played in that game?
Giving them a second to check. It's Maryland.
Ooh.
You gotta give people a chance to answer.
For a second.
Oh no, I wanted to give folks a chance to answer the trivia question. Slicing her way into the paint. Yarden Garzone snatching up the loose ball as Lucia Kanowa, but she's swallowed up inside. Loose ball up for grabs.
Maryland has really responded after a little bit of a slower start to the game. After that first time out, they came out with a renewed sense of energy. But they're going to have to make some defensive adjustments, because UCLA is getting a good balance in the paint and from the three-point line in this game.
Under 10 to shoot for the Terrapins. The 17 points in that first quarter. A long 2 for Addie Mack. Coach Freeze says she plays fearlessly. Sienna Betts decides against it, finds Kiki Rice. Big strides to the rim.
Kiki Rice, first bucket of the game. We mentioned, a block on the other end for Kiki.
A ferocious block by Rice on that end. 8 to shoot, Lauren Betts. Big sister, little sister, inside, outside. And a foul.
Kiki Rice coming off of a career-high 25-point game in her last outing. And just the explosive step on the rip-through and drive. How about this defense from Rice? Just gobbling up a Kanowa. Such a talented player on both ends of the floor, who, as we said, has been here her entire career with Coach Corey Close.
Deep 3 for Poffenbarger, on the way and good.
They need her to stay aggressive and looking for her shots.
An important leader and voice on this team is Poffenbarger. Touch inside, Lauren Betts drops it off, looking for Sienna. It's broken up by the Terrapins.
It's remarkable the start that they have had, despite all of those injuries to key players and players they expected to start.
Poffenbarger, the pick and pop again from deep. Not that time. And Rice puts her foot on the gas. Skip pass to Kneepkens. So much ball movement for the Bruins. Here's Leger-Walker for 3. She's got it.
Rotating and closing out quick enough on the three-point shots. That's the 4th triple for UCLA. A couple from Leger-Walker. Or sorry, that's the 5th.
The fake handoff and the drive by Brianna Williams, who's seen her playing time increase too off the bench for the Terrapins.
Yeah, they could certainly use her efforts here in the post to help be physical against Lauren Betts. There's the matchup right there.
Guarding her, using that arm bar into the back of Betts. She tries the drop step and she's fouled. It's going to be the 2nd on Kendall Walker for the Terrapins.
family affair here at UCLA with Lauren and Sienna Betts on the team. Their mom says now it's the best they've gotten along in years, but it took a little convincing. Sienna actually cried when Lauren committed to UCLA. She did not want to follow her sister, but Lauren pulled out the stop. She made a PowerPoint to show why it's a good idea, and it certainly helps. Lauren's helping Sienna through tough practices and learning plays. Their bond clearly strong on the floor. On a past road trip, a young player at Nebraska gave them a painting. She painted of them, and Lauren called the exchange special, an example of how they're influencing young players across the country.
Thanks, Kaylee. Alucia Konawa on the putback. But as Coach Close said, and Kaylee talked about, to see their relationship continue to grow on the court and off has been it's really rewarding for their family and for this program.
Yeah, and it'll be their only year playing here together as Kneepkens off the glass. Lauren will be on to the pros. I think it's something they maybe will respect and appreciate later in life.
Quick pace, this game turning into a track meet between these two. Rice darts right into the paint, an acrobatic attempt. Kaylee was mentioning by a Nebraska fan, and they said after the game, we don't expect to go into Pinnacle Bank Arena in Lincoln and find fans of our program and our team and ourselves. And what a great feeling that is, the appreciation they have for the kind of basketball they play. Here's Kneepkens.
Multiple shooters on this UCLA Bruins team. Gianna Kneepens, one of the best in the country. Great scoring balance as well. Both Leger-Walker and Kneepkens, their first year playing for the Bruins. They are already into double figures in this one.
And Kim, a big reason why they're shooting 58% as a team for this game. They're also hitting the glass at a great rate. Here's Leger-Walker directing traffic, leaving it for the trailer in Dugalic. She a strong three-point shooter as well at 6'4". Looking through Betts at the high post. Kneepkens all by herself. She's not going to miss that one.
I mean, that's just Gianna Kneepkens says, I'm not used to having an open three. I'm just going to drain this like I'm in practice right now.
It almost seemed like she hesitated. She had to process that they went underneath the screen on her.
Without a doubt.
Betts battling Ozzy Mamadou in the post. Alucia Konawa takes off and finishes at the rim.
That is extreme explosion.
UCLA's led by as many as 13. They are 6-1 against ranked opponents this season. Here's Rice against one of the best defenders in the Big Ten, and Konawa finds itself inside to Betts. She willingly kicks it out and gets herself an assist.
Gabriela Jaquez was 0 for 9 from deep in her last 4 games, so that has to be a little bit of a sigh of relief for her. She shot the ball really well from deep throughout the season. Having a by far career year.
All right, spot.
21 on the clock for Leger-Walker to bring it in. Leger-Walker again has a great look from distance. Kneepkens, the offensive rebound, keeps it alive. Leger-Walker right back.
Did you see the no-look pass from Kneepkens? She faked a lot of people out. And Leger-Walker having a dynamite game. She's now 4 of 7 from deep in this first half.
13 points, 6 rebounds as well. But the rebuttal right back.
Now Maryland they need to get back to trying to be more disruptive on this end of the floor. They're a team that forces 20 turnovers per game. They're turning UCLA over, but just giving them too many open looks from the perimeter. Here's another.
Just missed that time, left it short. The offensive putback bill is there for Gabriela Jaquez.
A lot of second chance points as well for UCLA here in the first half. A lot of things going their way.
Already 3 in double figures for the Bruins. Here's Maria Boyko draining the mid-range. 7 seconds to shoot. Rice will retreat. 3 seconds left, one-on-one against Konawa, not giving her an inch. And that is how the first half will end. 47-35, the Bruins lead over Maryland.
Really good defensive stance there for Maryland. They're going to need more of that. And there's a look at those offensive rebounding numbers. Maryland also one of the top rebounding teams in the country, but they really have to lock in on boxing out on the defensive rebounds.
UCLA shooting at 56% from the floor in that first half. And Kaylee had a chance to check in with Brenda Fries of the Terrapins.
Yeah, I did, Sloan. And coming out of halftime, she said they're looking to adjust and go single coverage to try to limit UCLA's three. She said their inside game is just simply what makes them so good, so we have to try to adjust to limit theirs. She did say we have to rebound. We just gave up too many second chance points. points. And offensively, she said we have to try and play inside out more. We've been afraid of Betts, and we have to go side to side as well. We have to get better shot selection. So
a chaotic stretch. Gabriela Jaquez is going to kick it out. UCLA was frenetic on the defensive end back there.
And that was great stuff from Kaylee on the defense, because I think Maryland was sagging in, paying so much attention to Betts as Rice gets it to go.
UCLA spreads you out so much. They're 5th in the nation effective field goal percentage. How do you choose how to defend them? That's the conundrum.
How about Kiki Rice? Recovers well, gets behind her, and positions her body to get that foul, get that block without the foul.
Garzone, an awkward shot. She is one of 7 in this game and one of the leading scorers on this team.
Yeah, that's a player that I had circled in the box score. They have to get her going. That was a foul before the dribble. I don't know when they called it, but she clearly had her hands on Betts before she even went into the move.
Kneepkens throws it inside to Betts, who fumbles it and recovers inside.
That may be a look they want to get into.
Here's Garzone, still looking to get it going. Now 1 for 9, and here's Leger-Walker, yet another rebound. That is now 7, and she'll go coast to coast. A 6-0 lead, but holding the Terrapins to 0 for 7 shooting in these first couple minutes.
Yeah, that Bruin defense is serious, really in the half court. Just everybody locks in on their individual matchup. They communicate, as we're seeing here. They basically switch everything on the floor.
Strong take by Sailor Poffenbarger, who was strong in the first quarter, and they'll need more production from her too.
Yeah, Maryland has to be really disciplined offensively in what they're running because of how good UCLA has been and connected on that end of the floor.
Betts gets the friendly roll.
Yeah, Lauren Betts has that range. She's taken a couple in this game. That was the first one to go down, but she's very comfortable from that elbow area.
Gianna Williams is stifled again by Betts. Racing out ahead is Jaquez. The fade along the baseline. Beautiful by the Bruins.
And Lauren Betts should almost get an honorary assist for that play, because it's her block that really allows UCLA to get out and run and get that bucket.
Okonowa leaps into the paint. Everything is swarming.
Okonowa has been really persistent in getting to her spots.
That's the second personal on Rice. Nearing the midway point of this third quarter, Okonowa 49-point win over Villanova, a team right behind them in the Big East standings.
Yeah, UConn has just been rolling, and then that Ohio State-Iowa matchup going to be really good. Had the chance to see Jelani Cambridge.
Jaquez looking inside to Sienna Betts. And that's going to be a foul on the freshman. In a mismatch like that, it's a Luchi Okonowa. Garzone has had a hand on her face all afternoon, and she's fouled as she tried to drive along the baseline.
she's ahead of the game, thinking about life off the court ball. We still expect her to have many more years on the court as well.
I grew up in Northern California. I'm a 49ers fan, but because of McVay, I'm a Rams fan. Because of his philosophy, how he coaches, there's a lot of connection between those two.
Yeah, and Corey Close has spoken so highly of the different opportunities that her student athletes are exposed to here at UCLA. They've taken advantage of them. We see that young lady right there who's been on fire on the court.
4 minutes to go here in quarter number 3. Maryland shooting 35% for this game, have not quite found their stride offensively throughout. Kendall Walker looking to bail out her team. That was a well-defended shot, and Kneepkens snares the rebound. Kneepkens turning on the Jets. Leger-Walker fires it inside. Sienna Betts with an easy finish. The ball movement exquisite.
Who's really trying to find that consistency in her freshman season.
Okonowa fouled as she flies to the rim. That's going to be 3 now on Rice, with Jaquez, Kneepkens, and Leger-Walker. And you mentioned Leger-Walker, her impact on that play. Her number's lower than what we've expected in the past, but she says, look who's around me. Why would I not take advantage of the teammates I have, the talent I'm surrounded by?
Yeah, she has really settled into that distributing point guard, averaging 6 assists per game for this Bruins team. But as we've seen today, and you mentioned, she first and foremost was always a scorer.
Jaquez, a great look at a 3, and she drains it. 10 threes today. Hoffenbarger facing up against Dugalic, almost stripped by Kneepkens. Strong take by Walker, gets everything but the finish. And Leger-Walker corrals the rebound. That's now 9 rebounds. One shy of a double-double. Oh, what about that pass?
Going through the trials and tribulations that most freshmen do, and we can't forget she missed the first 10 weeks of the season. She's only been on the floor for about a month.
Size, their physicality, that now she wants to try and rid them of. And Betts is going through that journey too, but she'll grab a member of the coaching staff, get an early workout in. She's not shying away from that kind of hard work. Adding back will hiss it off glass. Confident take by the freshman.
She has had some tough finishes. Mac has just floated it in over the top and off the glass.
Jaquez, the extra pass. Kneepkens wide open, splashing it home from 3.
Defense without Lauren Betts in the game, drawing that attention in the middle, and UCLA still makes them pay with their 11th triple of the afternoon.
Leger-Walker lobbing it down low. And Kneepkens gets it out to reset to Leger-Walker. UCLA's offense has deposited 11 threes this afternoon. Now 8 to shoot. Leger-Walker gets downhill. Sienna Betts trying to hold off Garzone. UCLA came into this game leading the Big Ten in scoring margin. Something Coach Close has talked about recently, even with this 10-game win streak. We want to continue to be very aggressive, and especially on defense. She says there's a difference between working hard and being competitive and trying to light that fire under her team, where they want to go eventually.
Yeah, she has continued to hold this team accountable. Dugalic, nice up and under the rim. Brenda Fries needs to regroup with her team. It's just been a lot of easy opportunities for UCLA this afternoon.
And that's something Coach Fries is really liking about her team this year. In the past, they were a group that wanted to score 87 points per game and just throttle teams, but they've really taken on this defensive identity. Free throws here for Walker. Kneepkens today, 16 points, 6 of 9, shooting 4 threes.
Seen this nearly as often as they typically do against teams. They're typically up in a 1-2-2 press the entire game, but UCLA has just been so good at getting through it.
Kiki Rice just bursts through, and that's going to be a trap. 50 seconds to go.
Those are maybe some of the turnovers that Coach Close will live with as they're trying to cut back on those as of late.
Akanawa slices through. Another block for Lauren Betts. She has dominated the paint. That is 5 through 3 quarters.
Her positioning and awareness on the shot blocking, just moving, roaming that paint area to perfectly time those blocks is special.
The hands, also special for Lauren Betts. When you get that much attention to handle that as a post player, she does it with aplomb. 3 seconds, difficult shot. Hoffenbarger drains it in the closing seconds of the third quarter, but we head to the fourth, 73-47.
And Sloan, we have really seen her numbers tick up since she returned from that training camp. As we look at the numbers in conference play, averaging a double-double, the block numbers are up, and her scoring a little lower today because of the balance. She's one of 4 Bruins in double figures, but 5 blocks on the defensive end.
Something Coach Close, she just wants to keep her present and in the moment and having fun. That puts a lot of pressure on herself, thinking, what about this game or this performance? How is it going to affect my future? Thinking about the draft. And she said, just want you having fun out there, being with your teammates. Dugalic splashes home a 3 in UCLA.
Angela Dugalic, a player that Coach Corey Close really brought up to us as someone she wants to highlight. She doesn't think she gets enough shine or appreciation for what she comes in and does off the bench. This UCLA team really has 6 players who could start, and Dugalic, really selfless, just wants to come in and make an impact and know that she can be trusted at the end of the game even if she's not starting off.
That's exactly what she said to Coach Close in a one-on-one meeting with her. I will do what is asked of me, but I want to be trusted in the critical moments. There was Garzone, no good from three, just has not fallen for one of the best in the country today. Now 1 of 7 from deep. Look at that take. Gabriela Jaquez soaring to the
4 Bruins in double figures.
Garzone lines up another. That time gets it to fall.
Really improved this season. She too is getting a lot of looks at the WNBA level.
Off the fake handoff, Dugalic accelerates to the rim, but Amanda Muse there to clean up on the offensive glass. Neighborhood of Brentwood here in Los Angeles, and she plays an important role off the bench. There was a Kanawa underneath the defense. She gets to the rim. 16 points now for the transfer from Duke. Kim, are you gonna? It's coming around.
I mean, I don't want to miss out. I want to get called out.
Gabriela Jaquez again as the wave crests over us here in the booth. 20 points now for Gabriela Jaquez and a block inside. UCLA has dominated protecting the rim. Ooh. Unreal take by Kiki Rice, who is unstoppable today. Pick your poison team with how well they shoot the basketball, spreading the floor. The inside presence is unmatched with Lauren Betts. That's why they're so formidable, looking to go to back-to-back Final Fours and more. Bounce it into the paint, another block. Amanda Muse whipping the pass inside. Muse leaves it short. Flying in for that rebound is Mack. Mack still accelerating. Hoffenbarger barrels through the lane, and she is fouled.
And so her second year in Maryland, Coach Freeze said she's really been the rock for this team, keeping them together.
That ball goes out of bounds.
Have taken better care of the ball here in the second.
Look, you were just talking about Sailor Poffenbarger, and Kaylee has more on the Maryland native.
Yeah, Sloan, Sailor is who Coach Freeze calls the heart of this Terps team. She grew up in Middletown, Maryland, attending Maryland basketball camp. She wanted to commit to the Terps as a 7th grader, but her mom told her to wait a few years. Wish I could say that I came here from the beginning, but I think that everything happens for a reason. I was supposed to experience certain things that made me a better player. Coach Freeze told us pregame, Sailor is that leader, the glue, the connector. She's a big sister to everyone on the court and off the court. She's just very aware of people and relationships, and there's no doubt.
Still battling here. You saw a couple of back-to-back putbacks for Alucia Kanawa, who does not ever back down. She's got 20 points to lead the Terps. Leger-Walker, a ludicrous pass inside, and UCLA all smiles. And you know the appreciation is mutually strong. Poffenbarger off one leg, leaves it short, and the rebound snatched away by Jaquez. She's going to barrel into the paint. A tough take. And right there, Sienna Betts on the putback. It continues for the UCLA Bruins. They're shooting at 65%. But Big Ten opponents have not been able to match the Bruins. That pass gets away from Matt, tries to keep it in play.
Younger post players extended minutes here, and Sienna Betts, as her big sister Lauren has been on the bench, I think, this entire 4th quarter, and then Amanda Muse out there as well.
Angela Dugalic, a patient post move. She can score inside and outside. Just seeing her versatility bloom this season.
And now she's guarding the point guard and nearly takes the cookies, forces a turnover. That is why she too is being projected as maybe a first rounder.
It's a small thing, but I feel like that play might end up on that reel because of the way Dugalic can guard on the perimeter, and she forced a turnover against the point guard.
Players probably wish they could do a good tape. Only Dugalic, the bad tape, those ones are tough to see.
But necessary.
Necessary for growth.
UCLA forces another turnover. Dugalic sprinting ahead, but snatching it away is a Kanawa with the steal.
Kanawa giving us shades of the NFL playoff game coming up.
Looking like a defensive back there. Three is good for Sienna Betts. She points right to her head coach, Corey Close. Her first triple of her career.
Corey Close has actually told us earlier this season she thinks Sienna Betts is ahead of where Lauren was at this time.
Coming this season. offensive foul.
And you just heard that crowd going wild. That was for a couple of the starters going out. Charlisse Leger-Walker has had a monster game. She got applauded loudly.
If I was at the post-game press conference, I'd be asking about that interaction. I wonder if Coach Close challenged her freshman. Go get a three. There's too much to choose from up and down this lineup, kid. 10 to shoot for the Bruins, looking to make it 11 straight wins, 7-0 in Big Ten play, 17-1 overall. Unfortunately, she does have pretty high softball aspirations. She could be a first-team All-American, Big Ten Player of the Year, set the Big Ten single-season record with 26 home runs. Here is Kiki.
Kiki Rice gets one more bucket. That would be 6 Bruins in double figures. She's sitting on 8.
Akanoa lost a shoe. Here's Mack slicing into the paint and gets that to fall over the outstretched arm of the defense. And now UCLA can wait till it becomes official. Ranked win number 7 for the Bruins. Big Ten win number 7, and in dominant fashion, 99-67 is the final here at Pauley Pavilion.
The crowd really wanted that 100th point, but this UCLA team